Hey, Nia's boy, Bill. Last year, I had a crazy whirlwind romance turned horror story with a lovely lady. All right, well, you left her at the altar. I mean, that's not the best way to break up with somebody, but at least you finally got the fucking seeds to do it. The super short, you know what you should do? You should be a good shit and gradually pay her dad back. You know, send him some cash every month. And then in the end, when you give him the final payment, it'd be like, all right, now that we're even, can we just shake hands and agree that your daughter's out of her fucking mind? The super short version, we met through a mutual friend and had an off-the-charts connection. After spending a week seeing each other every day, she started moving the relationship at light speed and asked to move in together after a week. And then a few days later said we should just elope and already had a court date set. Even though my inner voice was telling me something is off here. Oh my God, does she have a dick? What happened? I did what... I mean, this is moving so fast, you could find out. Does she have all the body parts? What's going on here? I did what so many dudes do when a hot chick is banging them and ignored my inner voice. Oh my God. Let me read that again. This is the smartest thing on this podcast as far as information. I did what so many dudes do when a hot chick is banging them. I ignored my inner voice and many red flags and moved forward. Don't ever ignore that inner voice. Women do it, I think, when they get with a guy that can take care of them. I'm just guessing, though. All right? I don't want to speak for women. I was able to convince her to postpone the wedding, but I did end up moving in with her after about 6 weeks. Then things went from great to bad to unbearable. Once we were living together, all her crazy came out. She was incredibly controlling, emotionally manipulative, and narcissistic, among other negative traits that made the relationship turn into my personal hell. Just a few highlights. Oh, I like how you go in Sports Center on here. The first time I tried to go work out at the gym led to a 3-hour argument about how I'm abandoning her and she doesn't feel safe when I leave. Oh, wow. I would have got into that argument in my 20s, and I would have had a 3-hour argument, and I probably wouldn't have even gone to the gym. Now, I would have been like, all right, I'm going to the gym, and I'm taking all my stuff with me, if you know what I mean. I won't be back. One day I went, there's another one. One day I went and had lunch with a close guy friend, which led to a huge argument because she told me she doesn't want me spending time with my friends without her. It continues. She told me I can't watch movies on my phone or in the other room because she's afraid I'm watching porn and she wants to see what I'm watching at all times. Then when I would watch Netflix or whatever in our room, she would get upset at the movies I was watching. Jesus, dude, how long can you hang around for this? And the real deal breaker was she told me she didn't want me to pursue my dreams because I made my dreams a higher priority than her. This sounds like a poorly, like a lazy written movie. Like, how could somebody really be this crazy? Anyway, I could list about another dozen unreasonable arguments that she would unleash on me anytime I didn't act, think, or feel exactly to her expectations. As our wedding date drew closer, my anxiety got worse and worse until that inner voice was screaming at me to leave. Dude, you shouldn't have told me in the beginning that you left her at the altar, because right now I would be having a panic attack that you went through with it. But I felt completely trapped as her entire family loved me and embraced me. Yeah, they're trying to get the what about Bob chick married off. Anyway, we had a wedding plan that everyone was excited about and had made plans to attend. And the hardest part of all is she had 2 kids who were already calling me dad. And I had really fallen in love with too. Oh, God. You left that part out. Oh. The week of our wedding, we ended up getting into an argument that lasted almost 2 straight days where I had no sleep and couldn't eat. Finally, a day before the wedding, I found the balls to accept the reality that there was no way this relationship was the right one for me. I left our house, got in my car, drove away as she chased me down the street, pleading for me to come back. Of course, I got nasty messages and threats from her family. Well, I guess they're not nice. As the news broke that I had called off the wedding a day before, she even told a bunch of people I left her at the altar, which wasn't exactly true, but close enough. Oh my God, dude. I just pictured the end of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as you're driving away and she's spinning around with a chainsaw in the middle of the fucking road. Good for you, man. Every time I hear you and the lovely Nia interact on your podcast, it seems like you two are perfect for each other and that you generally love each other's company, and it made me curious. Did you have any serious relationship before finding Nia that seemed like they might be the one but ended badly? Or were you ever in a relationship with a woman who seemed like a dream but turned into a nightmare like my situation? Or was Nia your first serious relationship you happened to hit a grand slam as a rookie in the relationship major leagues? Thanks for everything you do and go fuck yourself. No, I was always a relationship guy, and I dated great women, and the problem was me, not them. I had a couple crazy ones, but like, I was also nuts, so I was kind of bringing that into my life. But, and Nia and I, we had like a bumpy road where both of us were relationship people, but we would get freaked out that we were in a relationship, which is why we were together for so fucking long before we got married. And like, we always say like, we should have just got married, a fucking year in. Why did we wait that long? It was like, well, because we had shit to work out. But, I have found that even if you meet somebody that you totally vibe with, you really have to pay attention to the relationship, and you have to take care of it, and you have to like make sure that you're going out and doing things, and I don't know. This is such a big subject. I've learned and continue to learn so much about it, and you also like. You can be 20 years in like I am, and you'll discover this whole other part of the person that you're with. And then you know that. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was a thing. And oh, my God, all right. And I've been doing this, and this, and the other thing, blah, blah, blah. Or they want to do this thing. I got to support this or whatever. Yeah, but the biggest thing that I would say is like, it should feel easy. You know what I mean? Like hanging out should feel easy. Talking to each other should feel easy. Not talking, being quiet should feel easy. It should feel easy. If it's already hard before you even get involved with legally, being committed and having kids and a fucking dog or whatever the hell you do, it's not going to get like less stressful. Not saying that, getting married and having kids is a stressful thing, but it's, it's a lot of fucking responsibility, and you kind of got to see the world similar enough with the person, or you're just going to be constantly fucking arguing. And then your kids are going to see that, and it's going to fuck up their childhoods. Good luck.